Hey, what's up? This is Maiden, and I am doing a series right now. I know I start a lot of projects at one time. I tend to do this, so just what I do. Even though I haven't finished the timeline series, or yeah. Anyway, I get on tangents, and right now it's about to be it's spooky season, so I wanted to do a video on the movies that I've watched the last month. So I'm gonna start with what I started watching. I think it was like mid-August or like late August into like the timeline right now. So definitely stick around to hear what I've been watching and my suggestions for what you may want to check out. I follow some creators that have given me so many good suggestions when it comes to horror movies, and I'm a huge horror fan, so I was like, why don't I just do a series on that? Because this channel is eclectic. I can do a little bit of everything, and it's my channel, so I'm gonna do that. That's pretty much the way it goes. So hopefully you like this series, and I'll continue to put out some videos regarding what I've been watching. Now, I also want to say something real quick. It dawned on me while I was putting this idea and my research together, or not research, like everything that I've been watching. I wrote all the lists down and everything. And I thought about it, I'm like, sorry, I know the lighting is bad, but first of all, I was going to record on my iPhone, which is always better for sound and picture and everything, but I have no space, so I don't know what else to do. So I just had to do it this way. And also I'm sitting on my bed, so I don't know. It's just easier for me. When I'm on the floor, it's like weird with like the camera and everything. So I'm gonna try to work with it. Hopefully I'll get a better camera eventually. But anyway, this was just a quick video I wanted to do. It might not be that quick. It might be like an hour, maybe, because I'm gonna go over about 20 movies. I was trying to keep it to 20, but I think I got about 22 because I've been watching a lot of movies, and that's the point of what I wanted to get to right now, and why I wanted to do this video. Why I started my channel to begin with was, I don't know, some of my subscribers might know that I went through a series of events. I went through a breakup. I've had some other things go on. And it really led me down a path of trying to figure out what my next steps were in life. And this channel was just a way for me to get back on track with me, who I am, what I like to do, my hobbies, what interests me, stuff like that. So it really is just a way for me to empower myself again. That relationship was very toxic. It took away a lot of the best parts of myself. I gave them wholeheartedly in a relationship that was a dead-end relationship. It was just no good. It was toxic as hell, and I could go on and on and on for ages about that, but I'm not going to, because I just feel like it's just promoting negativity, and I am not in that headspace right now. I'm actually getting out of that headspace, and this is the reason why. I've been watching a lot of good movies. I've been doing things I want to do in my time, and actually valuing my time and my opinion, because that's one thing. And then I'm going to get off of this, but I want to say this real quickly. In a relationship with someone who is toxic, or in a toxic relationship because we were both toxic, we made each other toxic, what happens is, as a woman in those types of relationships, your voice gets silenced. Possibly when you're a man too. I'm speaking from a woman's perspective. Your voice gets silenced, and I know whenever I would speak up about what I liked, movies I wanted to watch with my ex, any of those things, it became an argument. He did not like any of my suggestions because I suggested it. And that is a very popular tactic of those kinds of men in those types of relationships. They do not like women who are in power. They don't like women expressing themselves, and to that regard, they will shoot down anything you have to say. Anytime I had an opinion about anything, he would talk over me. If I suggested a movie we should watch, he would say it's stupid. The whole time we're watching, he's like, this is dumb. I knew this was going to be stupid. You always have the dumbest movies you want to watch. All of that, okay? So it was very toxic and it was very hurtful and painful, and it has taken me years, years to reclaim myself, and I'm still doing it. I'm still in the process. We broke up, I guess, about 6 months ago, for good. And since then, I've been trying to just reclaim my voice. So that is the reason why I did this channel. And I know for some people it might be all over the place and it doesn't really make sense. And sometimes I talk about social commentary. Sometimes I'm, going on rants and, I've got nature stuff on there and all kinds of different stuff. But this is all a part of who I am, and I'm reclaiming myself. So for me, it's important. And, most of this is just hobbies. Obviously, this is movies. It's not a serious, topic. But I really felt like I needed to say that because my channel's all over the place. And this is the reason why. I'm trying to reclaim myself. Yes, it's a small part of me. Being a horror fan, I've always been one since I was a kid. This is nothing new. It's not like I just started getting into horror movies. I've watched them my whole life. But I just saw a lot of other channels that kind of inspired me and made me excited to do my own video about, movies that I like, movies I enjoy, and just thought it would be a fun idea for a series on my channel. So hopefully you can understand that, relate to it, or, appreciate where I'm coming from. If you have been in a toxic relationship, maybe you understand. And with that, I'm gonna get back to the fun stuff of the video, the movies. So let me go ahead and start with the first one. And this is in no order, okay, because I just was all over the place with what I was watching. Most of them are older, to be honest with you. Most of them are older movies. There's not a whole lot that I've watched in recent years because I haven't been to the movie theater. I haven't been to the movie theater since 2020, probably, or maybe even 2019. And to be honest with you, I don't even know what I even watched. I think it might have been one of the Star Wars movies or something like that. That was the last one I watched, and was with my ex. So, again, I'm reclaiming my power. I'm watching what I want to watch, talking about it, voicing my opinion with no one talking over me and telling me it's stupid, telling my opinion's stupid. Yeah, you can certainly do that in the comments. I don't care. Go for it. But, for me, this is important for me to do. And trust me, I'm not going to get hurt if you say the movies are stupid. That's fine, but it's just the point of, this is my video and I'm expressing my point of view, and it's just important for me to reclaim that. Oh, my hair's getting stuck. Sorry, my hair is wet and it's tangled. Anyway, it's a mess, so I'm just gonna work with it. But let me go ahead and get started with the first movie that I have on my list. So this one was actually made in 2020, or released in 2020. It's called Come True. And I think it was, so these are the channels that I recommend for horror recommendations, are the ones I watch. You don't have to subscribe to them, but these are the ones I got suggestions from. So they were Possessed by Horror, Spooky Astronauts, Cody Leach, I forget what his channel's called, but I know his name's Cody Leach, and Deep Focus Lens. Yeah, she's really cool too. So, and Amanda's Morgue of Horror. I think that's her name. So anyway, those are the ones I watch, and they gave me a lot of the suggestions on this list. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about, Come True, talk about them. Come True is, and by the way, I have to give spoilers, because I don't really know how else to talk about these movies without talking about what happens in them. I don't know. So take it or leave it. If you don't like spoilers, don't watch the video, I guess. But Come True is about this girl who, she's like a young girl. I think she's like a teenager or something. And she's having like these horrible, horrible nightmares. And they're causing her to even like not want to sleep at her house. Obviously, there's an underlying story there, which they never get to. They never explain, but you just can assume or make your own conclusions that she may be experiencing some kind of abuse or trauma that's happened in her family, because her mom always like comes in the room and looks for her, but you can see In the movie, she's like sleeping outside. She like sleeps at this playground or something, and she takes her sleeping bag and she like leaves when her mom comes home, and then she goes when her mom leaves. Like she's just avoiding her mom, or you assume it's her mom. They never really explain it, but so anyway, she's having these nightmares, and the nightmare visuals in this are so cool. They are very artistic. They're very scary. And I just really enjoyed that part of it. Now, the actors in this are they're not well-known actors at all. So I don't know what the budget or anything for this movie was, but I think it was made in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. But and I think the actors are from Canada, but I don't really remember. But anyway, she's really she's pretty good. I think she was good. I've only seen this once, by the way. I'm trying to remember if she was good. The guy who plays in it? No, okay, that's what it was. Okay, the relationship between the guy and the girl in this is the only thing I didn't like about it. I mean, there were more than one thing I didn't like about it. But, I mean, I would say overall it's worth your time. It's worth watching if you like visuals, like dream sequences about nightmares and stuff like that, because that's really what the majority of the horror scare elements are. Nothing really genuinely happens in this, does it? I may have to rewatch it. Does anything happen? Oh, you know what? I pulled up the description. Hold on. Let me see. I pulled up the description, actually, when I was researching. A teenage runaway takes part in a dream study. Okay, so since she's having so much trouble sleeping in her house, she can't sleep. I mean, anywhere she sleeps, basically. She even tries to go to her friend's house. She still has nightmares. So she decides to participate in this dream study, just to get a good night's sleep. And they're basically watching her nightmares. Basically, they're watching her have these horrible dreams. Like, they can see it visually. Like, they're getting to the point in science where they can actually see what she's seeing in her dream, which is, freaky and scary and crazy. And we probably aren't far from that, to be honest with you. They probably can even do that now. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. But, so I really liked that part of it. I liked the nightmare elements, like the scare. The visuals are just so, they're real. They look like real dreams that you would have. I don't have nightmares. Thank God. I can't remember the last time I had one, but I don't want to say that too loud because I don't want to bring it on. But yeah, so the nightmares, it's so creepy. That part of it is creepy. But the relationship, this girl, she's kind of awkward. But not in a bad way, but it's she's so broken throughout the whole movie. The last thing you would think is that she'd be interested in some kind of love affair. And there was one part in particular, this guy, he's actually the scientist. I think he's the scientist that's actually doing this study. There's a guy above him that's older, obviously, and he's the head of this department or whatever, and he's got all these rules. But this younger scientist, he wants to break the rules and really get into this even further. Even when the people are traumatized, he's no, we need to still keep pushing it and keep going. And the older guy's no, we can't do that. These people are being traumatized. So the younger guy, he's really not the best person, but that's who she ends up being involved with. It's just weird. And then he says, at one point they're in the car. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to give every single thing away, but he's they're in the car and there's no lead up to them being intimate or being interested in each other at all. And he's just well, you are 18. And then after he says that, they're in bed together. It's so weird. That, I don't know why they threw that part in. That didn't have to be part of it at all. They could just have left that out, to be honest. That's the one part that I really didn't like. And I also didn't like how they didn't explain like what was wrong in her home life that made her want to sleep outside so bad, because it could be a million things. I mean, that could not even have been her mother. We don't know. So it just was weird to me that they didn't really even like hint at it or try to explain that at all. It was just like, yeah, she's just sleeping on the slide, like right down the street from her house, and like we have no idea why, and there is no explanation or any kind of like hint or anything. So, but you know, the nightmares were obviously whatever this trauma was that she was not dealing with, and yeah, so anyway, it was good. I think it was really good. And I would probably rewatch it, to be honest. I just don't like the whole love aspect of it. They really didn't need to have that in there at all. Like, it was just really pointless to me. I mean, I just didn't understand that or why they even added it. It's just so unnecessary. But yeah, so I like that one. Elizabeth Harvest. Now, this one was really cool. This had the guy. I'm so bad with this. Like, I at least want to give some facts. I don't like, you know that one guy? I don't want to be like that. Okay, so that was Come True. Elizabeth Harvest. This one was so good, and I do not even know where I heard it from. It might have been... I think it was on Netflix. No, it's on Tubi. Okay, so I'm going to also say that most of these are either on Netflix, Tubi, or Hulu. Those are the only streaming services I have, or YouTube, because some of them are on YouTube too. But Tubi's the majority of the streaming service, and they're free, and I actually really like Tubi. The only thing that sucks with Tubi is the ads. Like, when there's like a crazy serious part and then it goes to an ad, that's so annoying, but... Luckily, there's not that many ads on Tubi. I just wish they would make it on Tubi so where you could buy like a no ad option. Because the free option's awesome, but they should offer where you could have no ads, I think. But beside that, it's great, and they offer so many good movies. I am not even joking. You can probably find so much to watch on Tubi. I haven't even scratched the surface with them, and I've watched a lot. But yeah, so this one can be found on Tubi, and this one actually has not good reviews, but I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I don't know what it was. It was like the house and the setting, and yeah, so let me just read the description for this. Elizabeth Harvest. Elizabeth Harvest is a 2018 science fiction thriller film that was written and directed by Sebastian Gutierrez. The film premiered at South by Southwest on March 10th, 2018, and stars Abby Lee as the titular Elizabeth, a young woman who discovers that her new husband is hiding secrets. This is my jam. This is totally my thing. I love these kind of movies. Obviously, psychologically, you can get why because of what I started the video talking about. It's just, I love psychological thrillers. I loved getting to the bottom of, or not getting to the bottom, just getting into people's minds and figuring out, what makes people tick, like why do they act the way they do psychologically, like what are their thoughts, what are they thinking, what, different aspects, and especially like relationships. Coming out of a toxic, traumatic relationship, I don't know why, but I like to watch other examples of that, I guess, to make myself feel a little bit more comforted that it wasn't just me that went through a horrendous experience with a verbally abusive asshole. It's kind of reassuring to see that I'm not the only one. Not that I want other women to experience, or men to experience that, but I'm just mean it's like a kindred thing. Like, okay, girl, you went through this, you were gaslit, you were... Me too. It's just, I don't know, it's just it's into this human psyche. I really like those kind of things. So most of these, again, are not really horror, but maybe like psychological thrillers and suspense, supernatural movies, things like that. Those are the majority of what these movies are going to be. So that's what I like. And this one was actually really good. The guy, Kieran Hines, the one who plays the man, he is from The Terror, and The Terror is so amazing. Oh my god, if you've never seen The Terror, it's a show. I think it was on Netflix. It might still be on Netflix or Hulu, but look it up. It's season 1 of The Terror. I didn't watch season 2. It was not good. I tried to watch it. It wasn't good. Season 1 is so good, though, and it's very worth watching. And actually, I got that suggestion from Sarah from Possessed by Horror, and she was right. It was so good. So you know who else is in this? Carla Gugino, I think that's her name, from one of my favorite movies ever, which is Gerald's Game. And she's also from House of Haunted Hill. What's the other one? You know, the trilogy. Midnight Mass. I think she was on... Was she in Midnight Mass? She's from House on Haunted Hill. You know what I mean. The mom from House on Haunted Hill. I know her better from the Pauly Shore movie. To be honest. She was, what was that? A son-in-law. I'm dating myself, obviously. But I don't know. I just like the look of this movie. The story was pretty good. I mean, it's not winning any awards, but to me, it was very entertaining. I liked the way the house looked. I mean, the house was really cool and modern. And then, like, some of the twists that this movie takes, I liked. It was surprising to me because I never really heard of it. I mean, Possessed by Horror, she suggested it, but she didn't really get into details. So it just sounded good, and I watched it, and I liked it. So yeah, that was another one. And I don't know if I'm selling these movies, because I don't know. I don't know if I'm even telling you what it's about. Well, I just read the description, but the description doesn't tell you. It says science fiction thriller. Yeah, this like young girl, Abby Lee is her name. Her name's Elizabeth in the movie, but all we really know is it like starts off with her being carried in like she's just gotten married to this older guy, the one Kieran Hines, and yeah, that's all we kind of know. And then there's like this older woman, Carla Gugino, and a blind guy who, his name's Oliver. It's just like, it's weird. Like, we don't really get too much information. It's kind of strange, kind of weird, kind of out there. If you like those kind of movies, yeah, this is cool. I don't really know what else to say about it. You just need to watch it to kind of like get it. I don't like want to give everything away because this video would literally be 3 hours long if I talk about every single aspect of all these movies. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to keep it as close to 30 minutes to an hour as possible. Okay, so the other one, now I watched also I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. This one, yeah, Elizabeth Harvest, I just said, came out in 2018. This one came out, this one's actually on Netflix. This one has bad reviews too. I actually like this one. It came out in 2016. It's kind of like a ghost story. I like ghost stories. Again, these are not horror movies, okay? I do have a few horror movies on here, but really most of them are not. So, yeah, just know that. This one is 2016 American Canadian Gothic supernatural horror film written and directed by Osgood Perkins. Fun fact, that is Anthony Perkins' son. Yeah, it is. I didn't know that before watching it, and then I forget how I found that out. But anyway, I think that's cool because his style is really cool. It's really cool. I don't know. I don't know why he's not talked about more because he's actually very talented. So, oh, look at this, you guys. This is my buddy. I don't think, let me see. Hold on. I will not do this to you guys, but this thing will repeat everything I say. It's the coolest thing I think I've ever bought in my life. I love crows. And, oh, hold on. Oops. Oh shit, it looks cool on here. Look at his eyes. Ooh. Okay. I am the pretty thing that lives in the house. I am. Oh, he's not repeating it. He usually repeats. Maybe it's this one. I am. Oh, I turned it off. Hello? Hello? Is it not working? Hello? Hello? Yeah, okay. Did you hear him? He repeats me. It's so creepy. Oh, I hate when he laughs like me. Okay, I'll deal with that later. My lights just went everywhere. Anyway. I keep these lights up all the time, by the way. They're not just for Halloween. Whatever. So, yeah. I am the pretty thing that lives in the house. Osgood Perkins. It stars Ruth Wilson as a live-in nurse who suspects her elderly employer's house may be haunted. It also features Paula Prentice in her first major film role in 30 years. I guess that's the elderly woman. But yeah, this one was just kind of simple. Wasn't a whole lot really happening in this movie, but it was just pretty. And, that's how I remember it, when it says, I am the pretty thing that lives in the house. Oh yeah, Paula Prentice. I do know her. She's from, so I watched the original Stepford Wives, from the 1970s, I think, and she was in that. And she was actually really good in that. She's really pretty, older lady. Yeah, she's beautiful. So that movie, not a whole lot happens. Like I said, it's kind of like a ghosty type movie. It's just the atmosphere, the house, the filming is really pretty. It's really just, it's a thriller. Like I said, it's just, nothing really happens. It's just like a ghost story. Yeah, you do get to see like a ghost in the house and whatever. But yeah, it was good to me. But if you don't like ghost stories, you won't like it, because that's really all that it is. Now this one's so cool. I cannot wait to talk about this one, you guys, because this is one I know I can almost guarantee that you've never seen. I'm not going to say I can guarantee it, but I can almost guarantee that you've never seen this. So this one is called Pin. And let me tell you something about this movie. Freaking weird and cool. I love weird movies. I love obscure weird movies that you've never heard of and you can't believe they even exist because they're so weird. This one is very weird. Very, very weird. But it's so cool. Okay. I heard about this one from another one of my favorite creators, and these guys are so awesome. You have to check them out. Now, to each your own about the other ones I suggested, because some of them have different specialties and different types of horror movies that they like. But these guys are fucking rock stars. That's all I can say about them. They're named Newcastle After Dark. That's their channel. Just check them out. They're cool as shit. They're like the old days like that we used to have. This is the cool thing about growing up in the 80s. Like, we used to have, like, the Crypt Keeper used to be on, like, I think Friday or Saturday nights. And he would introduce, like, scary movies. Like, that's how I grew up watching scary movies. The Crypt Keeper used to introduce them. Or sometimes it would be Elvira. It just all depend. Like, especially around Halloween. You would have somebody introduce a movie, and then you would watch it, and they would talk during, like, right before the commercials. They would talk about the actors or whatever. They would talk about what's happening in the movie. It just sets up a premise. It just sets up the whole experience of watching a movie. Like, when you have a presenter, it just adds a different element to it, and I really, really like how these guys do that. If I could figure out how to do that, I would sit here and do that. I don't know. It's just really cool. I just really like it. So, hold on. Let me also say, so they're like these two guys, and they have this channel where they watch a lot of older obscure movies from the 70s, 80s, some 90s. I think that's about all they do. They do mostly older obscure movies that were either on TV, like made for, because back in the 80s we used to have made for TV horror movies. Like, they would literally be shown on TV. They weren't even in the movie theater. And this might have been one of them. I think it actually was. So that's why you most likely have never seen it. And that's why I'm saying you have to watch this. So it's from 1988. Can't wait to, okay. On my timeline series, by the way, I'm up to 1989 is what I'm working on right now. So 1988 is right in my time zone of what I'm working on. And I would have been in middle school. Yay! I don't know. That was just a cool time in my life. You know, it's coming into being a little young lady, a little rebellious young lady that I was, driving my parents crazy. This movie is, so it's called Pin. Actually, this has good reviews, but I'm telling you, it is such a wild ride movie. I don't even know, how am I going to talk about this movie? It's so cool. Like, I want to rewatch it already again. I just like the setting. Okay, so let me just tell you. Okay, Pin, fully titled as Pin, A Plastic Nightmare, is a 1988 Canadian horror film. These Canadian movies are kicking ass, in my opinion. Like, the psychological thrillers that they put out are just awesome. It's directed by Sander Stern and starring David Hewlett, Cynthia Preston, and Terry O'Quinn. It's based on the novel of the same name by Andrew Niederman. The film was released direct-to-video. Okay, so it was direct-to-video on the in the United States, January 27th, 1989. Okay, 1989 was when it came to the U.S. But it's about this family that the father's a doctor, and he has like this anatomically correct robotic skeleton type thing. You know how like when you go like not anymore, but like in the old days, when they show like somebody going to the doctors, they had like a skeleton, and they would have like a picture of the anatomy on the back of the door, or like where you could see like all of the parts of your body and all that. This doctor has this is so weird to talk about. I couldn't believe it. I don't even know who told me about this movie. I think it might have been Cody Leach. I don't know where I got the suggestion. I really don't, but it was one of those ones I mentioned. I think it was him. Props to him, because I am so thankful. Yeah. Oh, Flick Connection. I forgot about him too, but no, it was Cody Leach, I think, that mentioned this one. Okay, but Flick Connection is another one I watch. Our creator subscribe to. Anyway, so instead of the anatomical skeleton or whatever they have, this is a plastic anatomical figure, and it talks. So if you ask it, so if you think about it, so the late 80s going into the 90s, there were computers, but they were not yet used by everyone. So obviously, probably doctors and physicists and stuff like that, they probably had more access to computers and stuff than regular ass people. But this doctor, so he has this anatomical figure, and when you ask it, like, where's your spleen, it'll tell you the spleen is located. And so it's talking like it's a person, like it's like actually like a person, a robot, I guess you would say, a robot, but it's anatomically correct, so you can see, and you can see through it. He's see-through. It's just so weird. Okay, but there's even like the scene where this was the craziest part. Okay, there's a scene where like the kids they're only like 10 and 8 or something like that. It's a brother and sister, and the dad asks the boy if he knows where babies come from or something like that, and he's like, no, can you tell me? And the dad goes, well, why don't you ask Pin? And then Pin's like, the penis, da da da. So they're learning about sex and everything. These are the kids of the doctor. They're learning about sex from this robotic plastic thing, doll, robot, whatever. And so then the boy has, I forget. Anyway, you just have to watch it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you the whole movie, but I mean, just seek it out, watch it. I don't know. I don't even know. You could probably, I don't know if you could find it anywhere but these guys, Newcastle After Dark. They're the only place I've been able to find it. So I just recommend them. You can find it on their channel and watch it. It's just really cool. They have so many movies on there, like obscure ones like this. But this is like one of the ones that I really liked. And it was just weird. It was freaky weird. Just right up my alley. I love the the time period. It's like the house inside, the way it's decorated, everything. It just feels like something like a neighborhood I grew up in. Like, it just feels like that. There's all this weird stuff that happens, like with the kids and it's just weird. Anyway, check it out. It's really good. Okay. How many? I've only gotten 4 done. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Well, a lot of the rest of these are going to be easy to talk about. It's just some of the like obscure ones. It's just hard to like get into it, really, and really tell you, because I don't want to tell you the whole plots and everything. Like I said, that'll take me all day, and this video will be 3 hours long. So next I watched, now, and again, these are not really in order. I put this on here because I know I watched it. So Haunted House LLC. I've already seen this, so I watched it again, because like I'm leading up to Halloween. Obviously, a lot of these, like I said, are older, because used to be like years, like all the years previous to this, I would just always watch all the classics, like Halloween, all the Halloweens, all the Friday the 13th, all of the Scream, you know, all of those. So I would always watch the same ones every year. But now I've added all of these new ones, and it's just why I did this video, so I could talk about all these other ones. Even though they're not new movies, they're just new ones that I'm going to watch every year and rewatch. And these ones that I'm mentioning are those. So Haunted House LLC. You can look up the description. I'm not going to do this description for every one of these, because that, like I said, it's going to take too long. But I'm pretty sure you know about Haunted House LLC. It's a group of, they're not teens, they're like 20s or something, and they are renting out this old abandoned restaurant, bar, no, motel, and they're turning it into like a haunted house, you know, a haunt where they can make money off of it. You know, they just want to scare everybody and make money and that kind of thing, and then it just goes bad, you know, it goes horribly wrong. That's always the description. A group of, you know, whatever, it goes horribly wrong. So yeah, it goes horribly wrong. You know, it's just one to check out. It's one of the, I don't want to say few, because I do have a little bit more horror movies on here, but yeah, I would consider that horror, right? I mean, it's not like, it's kind of a slasher. Right? Is it? Yeah, it's a slasher, because they get killed. I mean, some of them get killed. Or do they all get killed? I don't know. I tried watching the second one, to be honest with you. It's getting too dark in here. Oh, that's better. What the hell? I'm sitting here in the dark. Well, it's getting darker earlier now, so sorry. Let me point that a little bit away, because that's very bright. Yeah, so I don't know, this one's just so fun. I love all of the like costumes, the getting ready for Halloween, all of that, you know. It's just so fun to watch movies like that. It gets you in the mood. So this is a very Halloween type one that gets you in the mood for Halloween. The next one, oh my god, this is probably my favorite. I don't like that. This is probably my favorite on this list, to be honest with you. The next one. So this one is We Summon the Darkness. We Summon the Darkness, and it's about this group of girls, and they're like, I'm not going to give this one away, because you have to watch this one, and then you have to tell me in the comments what you thought of it. It's one of those kind. I don't even want to tell you, because I don't want to spoil it. This is just one of the best ones I think I found. And this one was from Darren Van Dam on Flick Connection. That's his channel. Sorry, my hair's driving me crazy. I should have done this before. It's just in my face and it's annoying. This one is, yeah, We Summon the Darkness. Anyway, it's just the girls in this, and like the whole scene, like there's the whole premise of it is they're going to like this heavy metal concert. The girls are just so like witchy and into heavy metal and everything. They just remind me of me and my friends when we were, you know, wearing acid wash jeans and concert t-shirts, Motley Crue t-shirts, whatever. You know, I went through different phases. Don't judge me on the Motley Crue thing, but I was more of a punk rocker, but I definitely went through a glam rock stage. I think a lot of us did. Poison, Motley Crue. I saw them in concert. Yeah, I know. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was young. I was a young girl. What can I say? Saw Tommy Lee literally spinning in the sky naked on his drum set. Yeah, that happened at Capitol Center in DC. But to redeem myself, years later, I saw The Cure, the same place, when I was much more elevated musically. And that was memorable, let me tell you. Way more than Tommy Lee's ass. So, We Summon the Darkness, please watch it if you haven't seen it. It's not like a 10 out of 10 by any means. It's just very entertaining, and I think when you watch it, you'll see why. It was unexpected to me. I didn't know what to expect, and it was way better than I expected. That's all I'm going to say. The acting was really good for the most part. I mean, there was some not good acting in it, like a lot of these movies, but guess who else was in it? Johnny Knoxville was in this. I didn't even know that when I was, like, preparing to watch it. I don't know. Anyway, watch it. It's good. It's worth your time. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. Now we're going to get serious. Those were fun. Right? Yeah, those were all fun. I mean, except for the pretty thing that lives in the house. That's more of like tame. There wasn't a whole lot going on there. But Haunted House LLC, We Summon the Darkness are definitely horror. We Summon the Darkness has that 80s vibe that I love so much, and I'll always return to, probably when I'm 80, 90 years old. This one was a downer, and so if you feel like crying, or if you feel like getting depressed, who is gonna feel like doing that? I don't know. It was worth sitting through, though. I watched Melancholia, but let me preface this by saying I watched Melancholia for the 5th time because the first 4 times I never got through it. I couldn't do it. It was boring. It wasn't... visually, it was beautiful. I'm not going to lie about that. That movie is absolutely beautiful. Lars von Trier, I didn't know too much about him, to be honest with you, before I heard about this movie. Because I heard about this movie a long time ago. I just never was so inclined to really watch it. And, all the other movies I heard about, I just didn't have any desire to see. Because, like I said, I've been in this emotionally vulnerable state, so I don't really want to watch a whole lot of depressing kind of things like that. End of the world, apocalypse type things. No, thank you. I am not really digging that right now. But yeah, this one, for some reason, it just kept calling me. I love Kirsten Dunst. She is literally one of my favorite actresses in this world. She's in my favorite movie, which is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So I just love her. And for that reason, I was like, I'm going to stick this through. I'm going to just finish it. Because I don't know if I'm the only one, but that Melancholia movie, I don't like the sister. I just don't like her. And Kiefer Sutherland's in this, and I love him too, but I don't like a whole lot that he's in. The Lost Boys, again, is like one of my top favorite movies, Eternal Sunshine. Lost Boys, those are like in my top 10 list. So I, will give anything a chance that has either, one of them in it, but yeah, the sister in it, don't care too much for her. But Kirsten Dunst was really good in this role, and it just was very depressing, but beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful. And, when I've had an edible or two, I like to watch beautiful visual movies, and it is what it is, That's just what it is. I like to watch those kind of movies when I'm, feeling a little fuzzy, a little spacey. So yeah, that movie did it for me when it comes to that. It just was beautiful. So it was worth my time. And I probably would watch it, but you know what? I'll forward past the first 20 or 25, 30 minutes. Because the end is just, whoa. Whoa, 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 is all I'm going to say. Whoa. That ending just will freak you the fuck out. I don't know how else to put it. And that's the thing. I know that's not a horror movie compared to We Summon the Darkness, Haunted House. Wait, is that what it's called? I called it Haunted House LLC. Isn't it Hell House? Hold on a minute. Am I even telling you the wrong name of the movie? It's Hell House. It's Hell House. Okay. Scratch that. Hell House LLC. Why did I say Haunted House? Oh my god. Well, I'm glad I corrected it. You'll probably be looking for something that doesn't even exist. Hell House LLC. I really want to watch Hellfest now that I've mentioned that again. I have to remember Hell House is on my list, but I can't find it on streaming, so I gotta wait till it comes around or I can somehow get a hold of it. But okay, so back to Melancholia. Yeah, I would suggest watching it, but just, just know you're gonna be bummed out and it's not fun. It's not fun, but it's so beautiful and artistic, and I like artistic too. So I like a combination, I like to switch it up a little bit. And, after the slashers and crazy movies with, like, so much horror and all of that, I like to, like the artistic, creative stuff, too. So then I explored that. I finished it, and I thought, okay, well, I really, really, really like David Lynch. I watched Twin Peaks as a young girl. What's that other movie? Wild at Heart? Yeah. So he had a movie called Wild at Heart. Is that it? Yeah, Wild at Heart with Nicolas Cage and Laura Dern. That movie's fucking awesome, and I'll do another list of my favorite movies. That's on it for sure. I mean, it's not like the top 10, but it is a very good movie, and it's worth watching, and it's just really kind of fucked up and good and has Willem Dafoe in it, so you really can't go wrong with that, especially if you like artistic kind of things. But anyway, I'm not talking about Wild at Heart. That's not a horror movie or a thriller, so what the hell? I mean, it is kind of a thriller. There are some freaky ass scenes in that movie, but and Melancholia, like I'm saying, some of these are very like they don't stick to a certain genre. So, I mean, I kind of like those kinds of things. And you might see from a lot of these already, they don't go together. Like, they're all over the place. And that's kind of how I am. I just don't like anything that fits right into a very small box. I really like things outside, like just outside of the box, or like kind of they could be in any box, and that's just what I like. And with music too, I'm just not one of those people that's, oh my god, it has to be like Halloween, or I'm not gonna watch it. No, I really like everything all over the place and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so I explored Melancholia. I got through it. So, and I like David Lynch because Mulholland Drive is probably on my top, like, 25 or 50 list of movies of all time. So I was like, okay, I'm going to watch Eraserhead. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, you guys, but Eraserhead, I will never watch that again. The movie creeped me out. It was creepy, weird, but not in a good way to me. I didn't like it. It just was, it made me feel, ugh. I didn't like it. And I'll probably never watch it ever again. But I love David Lynch. So I gave it a chance. At least I gave it a chance, but yeah, I didn't like it, and I will not torture myself again to watch anything like that. It just wasn't even fun. It was just ugh. I liked the reason why I wanted to watch it is because that one sequence where the thing sings, was it the weird box thing in the room? I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know. It just, I couldn't, yeah, I'm artistic and creative in a way, but not enough to watch that again. I appreciate it for what it is, and it's not for me. I won't watch it again. And okay, let's go on to the next one. Like I said, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get these tangles out of my hair, so I'm multitasking. Because I am going through this list, and I'm getting like almost halfway there. So I'm not going to stop this to untangle my hair. I'm just going to keep going. Then I watched Black Christmas. Now, I have seen Black Christmas before, but I don't know. I did not remember the ending at all. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch it again, because guess where I found it? Newcastle After Dark had it on there. So after I watched Pin, I saw all the movies that they have on there, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to come back here and watch Black Christmas. And I did. And that movie is so freaky, and good. What's her name? Marlowe, the girl who played Lois Lane in Superman. You know who I'm talking about. She was so good in that movie. I mean, to play, do you know how hard it is to play a drunk as an actress or an actor? I mean, I think it's really hard. I don't know. I can kind of act drunk a little bit sometimes because I'm blind. I can act ditzy. Like, I know how to do that pretty well, but acting drunk is not that easy. I don't think. And anyway, she does a really good job with that. And what's her name? Also, the other girl, the one who's the main one in there. She's so beautiful. Anyway, it's really good. It's one of I think it did start the whole, like, it was the what do you call that, inspiration for movies like Scream and stuff. It was so good with the phone calls and it just was so good. And then to have it be, I mean, come on, we've all seen Black Christmas or know about it. To have it be the boyfriend, but then at the end you don't know if was it really the boyfriend. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so good. It's worth revisiting, and I hate Christmas, so a horror movie about Christmas is exactly how I feel about Christmas, for real. So it's definitely one I will watch over and over again, probably every Halloween. Maybe. I mean, it's not one of my favorites, but it's still good, and I'll probably watch it maybe every couple of years. Since I just recently watched it, I'm not going to watch it again until probably next year, but... And then I watched... Oh, okay, this one was cool, too. So I found this one on Newcastle After Dark, too. Oh, Black Christmas was made in the 70s. And Eraserhead was, like... I don't know. You can look them up if you want. I mean, if you know what I'm... you can look them up. Then I watched Summer of Fear, and that one was a made-for-TV movie with Linda Blair. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. I don't even know what it's about, but I have to watch it. It was on Newcastle After Dark, so it was like, oh my god, that movie was a surprise. It was just really weird. It's been like a couple weeks since I watched it, so I don't even remember what really happened in it. Let me look it up. Because these older ones, I do have to read the description, just so you'll know. I mean, if that doesn't pique your interest, I don't know. I mean, Linda Blair in a made-for-TV movie. 1978. Oh, yeah. And it was directed by Wes Craven. That's why I was like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, I'm watching this. The guys at Newcastle After Dark sold it to me because of the way they described it. It's based on 1976 novel Summer of Fear by Lois Duncan. It doesn't even tell you what it's about. Oh, okay, here we go. A teenage girl's life is turned upside down after her cousin moves into her house, and as time goes by, she begins to suspect that she may be and then it goes ... She may be a witch. Anyway, it's good. It's worth watching, especially if you like that time period and you like Wes Craven and you like Linda Blair. I mean, she was in The Exorcist, so she's an OG. And then I got so many of these from these guys because this one was also on there. So this is Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, and if you're a horror fan, you probably know about this one. You probably definitely know about this one. I didn't, though, and I'm a horror fan, and I was just like, how did I not know about this one? I have seen other horror channels mention this one, but I had never seen it, and I was like, I'm gonna definitely check it out. Because, again, these guys sold it to me. They can sell you any movie, I swear. Don't go on their channel and think that you're just going to watch one movie, because they will tell you about every movie on there, and they will have you watching all of them. And, oh, okay, so this one's on Tubi, too. And it has really bad reviews, but still disregard that, because it's worth. I mean, if you like cheesy, campy horror, this is definitely, yeah, it's worth your time. So Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things is a 1972 comedic horror film directed by Bob Clark. It later became a cult classic. Yeah, it's a cult classic, see? But I didn't know that. I didn't hear about it until these guys told me about it. I think I'd heard it. Like I said, I think I'd heard it through the grapevine, the horror grapevine before, but the low-budget zombie film, yeah, so it is a zombie film. I'm not into, like, any of those, like, I don't really like monster movies that much. I do love Dracula. I like vampires, but monsters not so much. But this was worth yeah, it was worth it. Bob Clark, who later became famous for, yeah, Black Christmas, and he made A Christmas Story and Porky's. Oh my god, if you grew up in the 80s, you've definitely seen Porky's. We've all seen it because our dads had it, or our brothers, or cousins, or uncles. Somebody had Porky's because it's so inappropriate and totally 80s cheese. But you would know. If you grew up in the 80s, you've seen it. And, I mean, who hasn't seen the Christmas Story? Everybody's seen that. So Bob Clark made that one. So if you think if you're cool with him, you like his stuff, yeah, you'll like it. And it's zombies and it's cheesy 70s, like all of like the makeup and props and everything. It's just, yeah, it's fun. It's one of those fun ones. You don't have to think a whole lot. You can just watch it with some drinks or some popcorn or, you know, whatever, and hang out and watch it, and it's fun. Okay. Then the next one I watched was The Changeling. The Changeling. Why can't I say that? I want to say Changeling. Changeling? The Changeling. This one is pretty talked about, you know, I think amongst horror fans. It's just a good haunted kind of ghost movie. The Changeling is a 1980 Canadian. See, the Canadians know the supernatural shit. They've got it down pat. Supernatural psychological horror film directed by Peter Medak and starring George C. Scott, Trish Van Devere, and Melvin Douglas. Its plot follows an esteemed New York City composer who relocates to Seattle, Washington, where he moves into a mansion he comes to believe is haunted. Yeah, that one's so freaky. Oh, here's another one. After the death of his wife and daughter in a crash, a music professor staying in a long vacant mansion is dragged into a decades-old mystery. Yeah, that one surprised me because I'd started watching before, but it didn't really pique my interest, and I tried again, and I did like it. I mean, it's not on my favorites. I wouldn't put it like, you know, I probably won't, I don't know. I probably won't rewatch it. There's other movies I prefer that are similar to that, like The Others. Like, I'm definitely going to watch The Others this month because that's like one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite movies, actually, so I'll definitely be watching that every year. But The Changeling, yeah. I mean, it definitely probably inspired movies like The Others, I think, because there was a scene in there with like the seance and the Hereditary too, which is another one of my favorite movies. So, you know, I can see the basis where that movie inspired a lot of the later movies that came. But yeah, I like that one. Okay, and then I just recently watched, I just watched this like 2 days ago because Spooky Astronauts put out a Spanish thriller list, and I just started to like go through that and see which ones I could find. The only one I could find on streaming was The Uninvited Guest, and that was actually really good. It's a Spanish foreign film, and I don't remember where I found it. You can try to find it online, but it's called The Uninvited Guest anyway. And it was it had subtitles. Hold on, sorry. I'm just trying to see if I can find a description, because I mean, I would recommend it. It was kind of like, again, one of those psychological. 2004. Oh, this is the reason why I wanted to watch this. I am big into atmosphere, settings. It's all about that for me. Like, if the movie has that, I will pretty much watch anything, to be honest. And this one says, yeah, it's just one of these movies that like makes you think. I like movies like that. We've already established that. I guess I'm going to keep repeating that because I feel like I have to justify some of these because it's like, why would I watch this over all the other? Well, this is why. It's about a guy named Felix in the dark corridors of Felix's house. An intruder is hiding. Is he real, or is he manifestation inside the obscure maze of his mind? Yeah, see, those are the kind of movies I love. So, again, this was Spanish with English subtitles, and it was worth sitting through. I don't know if I'll rewatch it again. Like, a lot of these are rewatchable, which is why I'm putting them on this video. But like this one, Eraserhead, no, because I didn't like it, so I will not ever probably watch that again. But the rest of these, yeah, I'll watch them again. Like I said, I'll even watch Melancholia again. I'll watch Black Christmas again. Summer Fear, it's probably rewatchable, but not. it's not like on my top 10. Like I'm gonna have to watch it every Halloween or anything like that. I could probably watch. You could watch that movie any time of the year. Really, it's not really. But because it's Wes Craven, whatever. But and the Changeling, yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna watch that every year. It was like up there with the Changeling, basically. The Uninvited Guest. Yeah, it was good. Maybe I'll rewatch it a couple years from now, but no, I'm not dying to rewatch it or anything like that. Next is one of my oh my god, favorite movies, The House of the Devil. I loved it. I love that movie. Ty West, I love him. And it's one of those ones that has kind of been put aside because of his new movies are getting all the hype, but this is one you may want to revisit just because it's good. It's just nothing. I mean, yeah, stuff does happen, but it's like the first, what is it, 40 minutes of it, 30 minutes of it is, not really a whole lot going on, but just the whole 80s vibe, the music. I love the music. It reminds me of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but a horror, and I like the whole, like, culty type stuff. I do like those kind of movies that have, like, a cult edge to them, or like a lot of blood or stuff. But I don't like, the thing I do not like is a lot of gore or unnecessary gore or body horror or anything. Like, I don't like those kinds of things at all. There's a fly in here, a little baby fly. No, it's not a fly, it's a gnat. What am I saying? It's like so small. It's like, I don't know it's probably coming from my plants because I have like a dead, these flowers, I gotta throw them out. I don't want to, but that's probably what it's coming from. But anyway, yeah, House of the Devil. I love, what's her name? Jocelyn, 2009. Jocelyn Donahue. She's so cute and pretty, and her friend Megan, played by Greta Gerwig. Their friendship reminds me of me and my best friend from high school, and how she used to smoke and the cigarettes and going to get pizza and smoking in the smoke. It's just, the whole scene just brought me right back to being a young girl, a young high school girl, trying to figure out how we were going to get jobs and stuff, and the independent, even though they're in college, it just reminded me of being like in school, in high school, and having like my best friend, and just that whole, like, the way their hair is and everything. Yeah, so anyway, I love that. I love the whole vibe of that movie. The ending is crazy, kind of crazy, because I don't know why, but this is only my second time watching it, I think, and I couldn't remember what the ending was, so I had to rewatch it for that. That's the only reason I really would watch it. But that whole that graveyard and everything, and the fact that it's eclipse, like, I'm into astrology and tarot and all that, and just the fact that it's during an eclipse and just all of that, how it's like so based on that, I forgot about that element, and I just love it. So anyway, that's a great one. I'll probably watch it every Halloween. I'll probably watch it again, actually. I just watched it a couple nights ago, but I'll probably watch it again before Halloween. Because it's just, I love the music and just the vibe of it and stuff. And it's one of those movies where I'm just screaming for her to, like, yeah, like, I love that she fights back and how hard she fights back. And I just love movies like that. And side note, if you're a girl and you like that too, yeah, We Summon the Darkness, hint hint, watch it. Anyway, okay, the next one I watched was The Wailing. This was really disturbing. I didn't like it really that much. You know what I liked? I liked the acting. The acting was really good. Even though it's a foreign film, like, they carried out, like, the comedy, like, it's definitely not comedic at all. Like, it's so disturbing and serious for the most part. But the way that the main character, I think he's a detective or something, a cop. It's been like a couple weeks since I watched this one, but I forget who mentioned it. I forget who recommended it. But anyway, it is, hold on, I should probably just, because this might be one you might not know about, I should give a description. It's a 2016 movie. Actually, this has really good reviews. I didn't like it, really, to be honest with you. I thought it was too long. long is this movie? Why can't I find how long it is? Oh, 2 hours. Yeah, it's 2 hours and 36 minutes, you guys. What? That is long for a horror movie. I'm sorry. I like my horror movies like an hour and a half. Let's get it in, get it done, and that's it. This one's too long. It was too long for me. I really, like, towards the like later end of it, I lost interest, to be honest with you, a lot. But the main guy, okay, so it's a Korean film, South Korean horror film, written and directed by, I don't want to butcher these names, Na Hong Jin, and starring Kwak Duan. No, I can't do these names, guys. Sorry. Hwang Jung Min, Chung Woo Hee. Anyway, they were all good. However you say their names, no disrespect, sorry. I don't know how to pronounce Korean, but they were all good. They all did so great, and they made me stick in, because let me tell you, stick in. They made me stick through it. But yeah, I don't know. It was really unnecessarily gory, and like I said, I don't like that kind of stuff, but I do like the whole like witchy type stuff, ritual stuff. I'm into all of that, and which is why I thought I would like it. I did like it, but I just don't think I can rewatch it. It's too long. But yeah, there were some really, really creepy parts, some unexpected things. I don't know. I might try to rewatch it again. There were some parts of it that just were so uncomfortable and hard for me to watch. Just because like I said, I don't like a lot of gore. And the animal stuff, oh yeah. This has animal stuff. I don't like animal stuff. If they hurt animals, I'm not into that. I don't like it. I can't deal with it. So yeah, I think that's what turned me off. Now I'm remembering. Because like I said, it's been a couple weeks since I watched this. Now this next one, yeah. Okay. Let me pull it up. All right. Who did this one? Ty West. Okay, so I was on this Ty West kick because I'm like, all right, I'm going to get prepared to watch X and Pearl. I had an opportunity to watch X. I chose not to. The reason I chose not to, very stupid reasons. Okay. And I'm mad now because I can't find it anywhere. I have to pay for it, and I can't even afford to pay for it right now. I know this is so sad. But I'm in between work and yeah. Anyway. So I have to watch it. If it's not on Tubi, I won't catch it. It says it's on... Oh no, this is something else. Okay. Never mind. I'm going to watch X. I'm and I'm actually going to watch Barbarian and Pearl very soon. As soon as Pearl. I don't know. Pearl's out yet. But anyway, whenever it's out, I'm going to watch it. But yeah, I really like him. So this next one was Ty West. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it. Sacrament. And because I just mentioned the House of the Devil, so the House of the Devil has this same guy in it. Wait, where is he? Yeah. The guy who plays the son in the House of the Devil is in this movie. His name's Sam in this movie. A.J. Bowen. Yeah, and I really like the premise of this movie. So this is The Sacrament, 2013, by Ty West. It has pretty good reviews, it looks like. But, like I said, some of these on here that have bad reviews, I actually like. So, yeah, I take that a little bit with a grain of salt. I used to always look at that, and I would be like, hell no, I'm not watching it. It has 30%, 33% Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not watching it. But now I've gotten a little bit more open-minded with that, and I've given a lot of these a shot, and I'm glad because a lot of them have been so good. And if I had looked at the reviews, I wouldn't even have watched them. So, but this one, The Sacrament... No, I didn't like this one. But what I did like was... I liked the premise of it, because it... I need a drink, sorry. I'm talking a lot. The premise of it was actually really cool, because I am a huge YouTube geek, okay? I watch everything on YouTube. Even if I have a chance to watch it somewhere else, I will watch it on YouTube first, because I have YouTube Premium, and I'm getting my money's worth, so I'm going to watch everything that I can on here. But yeah, I think this was free on YouTube at one point. Is how I watched it. But it says it's on Pluto right now. Pluto TV. It says you can watch it for free. So there you go if you want to watch it. But I'm not going to sell it very well. I like the premise of it because it was like following. Let me just read the. Yeah, it's found footage, which I like. It's a 2013 American found footage horror thriller film written and directed by Ty West, A.J. Bowen, and Joe Swanberg. Play Vice journalists who document their coworker's attempt to locate his sister after she joins a reclusive religious commune. And I heard another creator recommend this because they liked it. Oh yeah, and it's produced. One of the producers is Eli Roth. So I was like, yeah, Ty West, Eli Roth, I'm down. And it's it's taking place. They're like Vice journalists. I like, I watch Vice videos on YouTube, especially when they talk about like making edible. What is that channel? Munchies, when they talk about like edibles and stuff like that, and cooking with marijuana and all that stuff. So I like that. And then so I was like, okay, Vice, that's cool. And that they sold me with like the beginning of it was really good and cool actually. I like that aspect of it, but the way that this creator talked about it, they're like, well, it's kind of loosely based on Jonestown Massacre, but not really. That's how they described it. But no, this is Jonestown Massacre, but with just different names. It's the same thing. It's just if Jonestown Massacre happened right now. That's the only difference. And I don't like that. I didn't like it. Like I said, I've been sensitive to certain things lately, and it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun to watch. It was a downer. It was depressing. Ugh, I didn't like it. And I think, actually, what's sad? Or kind of weird. I thought this was more depressing than Melancholia. Because it wasn't artistically beautiful or anything. And it sucks because I really like Ty West. But yeah, I just didn't like this one. So, no, I don't like that one. So far, Eraserhead. Just thinking about it. Ugh. And the Wailing, the Sacrament. No, the Wailing I did like, but it just was too long. So I would say the Sacrament and Eraserhead were not rewatchable to me. I will never rewatch them. And then, okay, so yeah, okay, I got through that. The next one, I'm getting through this. Okay, we're at an hour, okay. I definitely could edit this video and make it so much shorter, you guys, but I'm sorry, it would take me forever, and I'll never put the video up. I know how I am. I'm a perfectionist. If I was to edit this video, it'd probably be 15 minutes long. And I probably should do that, and maybe at some point I will, but right now I'm just going to put it out when I'm done, because otherwise it's going to take me forever. And I really wanted to talk about these movies, and I'm going to revisit this, like, for myself, so that I can rewatch some good movies whenever I become inclined to. So let's get through the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 more movies. 7 more. Butterfly Kisses. Don't waste your time. I only watched this because it was filmed in my hometown. Much like Blair Witch, I live in Maryland. It's beautiful right now. We are experiencing fall in its glory. It's still hot out, which is perfect because I love fall, and I can't wait for to wear sweaters and my Uggs and all of that. And fall is just such a pretty time here. And I don't know why more movies aren't filmed here because it is so beautiful. And I mean in particular these areas, like Ellicott City where this was filmed, and right up the street from me is in this area of Germantown / Gaithersburg where Blair Witch was filmed. But Butterfly Kisses, I mean, that is the only reason I watched it, because I saw it, I think it was a found footage video that I watched where they recommended found footage films, and this was one of them. So Butterfly Kisses, it's about this guy who he wants to prove, and you know what's weird? I've seen a lot of other creators recommend this movie, and it just was so, no. Yeah, it's got bad reviews, and I wouldn't give it a good review either because it just was. Mm. The main guy was pretty good in it, but so this was it's a 2018 found footage horror film written and directed by Eric Christopher Myers. Side note: he has sadly taken his own life since this movie was made. I think in 2020 he passed away. So that's very sad. Especially because he was local, you know, to me, and he was from this area. He lived in this area, so it's just sad, and he had a kid, so, you know, it's sad to know. But yeah, the movie wasn't good. Wasn't my favorite. It was just cheesy, not in a good way. There's nothing really fun about it. It's about, let me see if I can get a description. A filmmaker discovers a box of videotapes depicting a disturbing student film project about an urban legend known as Peeping Tom. And I guess maybe this might have been, I was a little too close to home, because I know that, first of all, there's no such thing. Like, I'm from this area, there is no Peeping Tom. I don't know. That's a stupid reason not to like it, but it just, yeah. You could probably skip it. It just got a little too, like, over, I don't know. The whole Peeping Tom thing, it didn't seem believable. I forget. There was just parts that were just like, what? Oh, because it was like, okay, let me just tell you guys this, because this might help you to see if you even want to watch it. It's like, if you blink, every time you blink, this character, Peeping Tom, gets closer and closer and closer to you. So, like, at the end, people are, like, literally trying to, like, tape their eyes open and not blink. Isn't there already a movie like that out? Like, Don't Blink or something? I don't know. It just seems like it's already been done before, and then the extremes they go to like, not blink are just weird to me. It's just weird. It wasn't believable. It just wasn't... And if it's going to be a found footage film, I feel like it has to be a little bit believable, because it's found footage. It's supposed to be, like, real. And the fact that you know that no one would actually literally stab their eyes out just so that, you know? I don't know. I didn't believe it. I didn't buy it, and it was sad because I really wanted to like it, because I knew it would show, like, local scenery and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, dope, you know, a movie that was actually filmed in Ellicott City. I'm definitely going to watch it, but yeah, it wasn't good. I won't be watching it again. Even for the scenery, because I can see that and just drive over there. Okay, so the next one I watched was a rewatch that I hadn't seen in a long time. And I love this when you go back and rewatch a movie. It's been so long that you really cannot even remember what happens in it. I love when that happens in it, because I really forgot all about what even actually happens in this movie. I mean, I remembered the basic of it, but I was getting it confused with a couple other movies that I watched. So this is What Lies Beneath, made in 2000. And this is starring Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford. So this was like a major Hollywood movie, but it was actually really good. And rewatching it was still just as good. What Lies Beneath is a 2000 American supernatural horror thriller. This is like right up my alley. These are the kind of movies I love so much, because it's one of those things like Gaslight. If you've ever seen the original Gaslight, I love those kinds of movies. It's like the perfect premise for a psychological thriller, and this is like the epitome. If you look up psychological thriller, like, this comes up. So you can't miss it. You can watch it right now on HBO Max. Actually, I have Hulu and HBO Max, so that's how I watched it. And did I already say? Directed by Robert Zemeckis and starring Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer as a couple who live in a haunted house. That's not a good description. Let me see if there's another description. Wife of a university research scientist believes that her lakeside Vermont home is haunted by a ghost, or that she is losing her mind. Isn't that... If you love these kind of movies, yes, you have to watch this if you haven't seen it. And it had been a long time since I saw it, so it's like I rewatched it for the first time. Michelle Pfeiffer was so good in this. And Harrison Ford was so creepy in this. Can you even imagine Harrison Ford being creepy? I guess he's creepy in real life, I feel like. So actually this probably fits him. I don't know, he's just weird. He's yucky. even though he used to be like kind of hot back in the days when he was in Star Wars, I feel like he was kind of hot. But even in Indiana Jones, he was kind of hot. He's never been my thing though. I don't know. He's not that hot, but yeah, I can kind of see it in Star Wars. But yeah, anyway, he's creepy in this, and it's really good though. Definitely watch that one. I don't know about Halloween. Like, you could watch this anytime. It's not like a Halloween-y type movie, but I was feeling that vibe of wanting that kind of movie. A comfort movie. It's a comfort movie for me, really. And then this next one I watched. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one to talk about because I got this recommendation from Deep Focus Lens, like I said, and she is like a film. Well, I mean, I took film in high school, but it's been a long time. Like, she talks about, like, the score, the composition, and all that. She talks about it very professionally. I am talking about it in layman's terms, okay? Because I'm not going to even go there with all of that talk. I don't have a degree, so I'm just going to tell you what it is. Whether it's good, what, you know, the what do you call that? The logistics, anyway, you know what I'm saying. This is Picnic at Hanging Rock. She's good at picking out obscure, weird, strange, off the fringe type movies too. And this one she recommended. And I was like, it sounds cool because she sold it to me like talking about the Virgin Suicides. I love Sofia Coppola. She's probably my favorite director ever. She made one of my favorite movies, which is like my top 5 movies, which is Marie Antoinette. I love that movie so much. I can rewatch it. I could probably rewatch that movie every day of my life. I love it so much. The music, the costumes. I love period movies. Period meaning era movies. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, or, you know, a little weird by saying Virgin Suicides and then I'm talking about periods. No. Sorry, guys. Nothing to do with periods. The era. It's in the Victorian era. Anyway, let's get back to Picnic at Hanging Rock. So, yeah, she was saying, you know, it was very, like, feminine and, like, creepy, but, you know, in a feminine way. And, you know, they're all dressed in white and the scenery and stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds cool. Sounds very culty, like Midsummer type. Yeah, that's what this movie's like. Think Midsummer esque, but nothing really like that kind of happens. I don't know. I have to rewatch this because I think I'd had a couple edibles, so I don't know if I really remember what the movie's about. But yeah, one of them goes missing or something. So let's just read the description. It was made in 1975. During a rural, I hate saying that word, rural summer picnic, a few students and a teacher from an Australian girls' school vanish without a trace. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, but it's entertaining. I don't know. It's not really, like I said, this one's more of a drama. It says mystery drama. Yeah, it's more of a mystery. So I guess it's in the same vein as like What Lies Beneath It. It's not even really psychological. It's just kind of like the whole vibe of it, the whole like girls' school aspect of it. They're all dressed up in these dresses. It's kind of like, it was filmed in the 70s, but I think it's made to be in like the, when is it supposed to take place? I don't know. It says Australian mystery, so I don't know. I don't know when the time period is supposed to be taking place. But am I still recording? Oh yeah, I am. All right, only a couple more to go, guys. So yeah, I like that one. It's not really, I don't know if I would watch it during Halloween though. I would watch it maybe, you know, another time of year. But yeah, I would check it out if it sounds interesting to you. I don't know. But yeah, I dug it. It was cool. It was worth my time watching it. Like I said, I'll probably have to rewatch it because the edibles just made me not remember it. So I just remember I liked it. The vibe of it was cool. And then next, I watched The Awakening. I really liked this one. Yeah, these next ones are, you know, more. Well, no, this is an older one. So this was from 2011, and yeah, I think this was Possessed by Horror. She's recommended it if you like The Others, which, like I said, is my favorite movie. So yeah, it's very much in that vein, like, you know, supernatural type thing. The Awakening is a 2011 British supernatural drama directed by Nick Murphy and written by Stephen Volk and Murphy. The film stars Rebecca Hall as a writer and ghost hunter who investigates a haunting of a boys' boarding school in post-World War England. Like I said, I love era movies, so, and haunted houses and ghosts movies, all of that. So this is right up my alley, and yeah, it's definitely a thriller, not a horror, and just definitely worth watching. The acting is good. Rebecca Hall, Dominic West. This guy, I forget, where do I know him from? Oh, he's from The Wire. That's why. Like, the whole time I was watching this, I'm like, I can't figure out. I know this guy. I can't remember what I saw him in before. And yeah, he's from, he's been in 300, The Wire, you know, The Crown. I just remember him from The Wire. But he's really good in it. It's good. It's unexpected. Wait, am I remembering it correctly? Yeah, what happens in it is kind of unexpected, and that's why I like movies like that you kind of can't anticipate the ending and the twist or whatever. So yeah, it definitely was worth my time, and I'll probably rewatch it. I don't know about Halloween. It's not really the most Halloween type movie, but a lot of these psychological thrillers you can watch any time of the year. So yeah, I dug it. It was worth my time, and I liked it. I love anything that has to do with ghosts or haunted houses. I will watch any single movie that has to do with that. The next one, okay, this one and We Summon the Darkness are two of my very favorite movies that I found. And this one just totally surprised me. It's called Daniel Isn't Real, and I don't know why more people don't talk about it. I don't get it. It was so good. And what was shocked me so much is that, hold on, let me tell you first who, or what, the logistics. Oh, it's from 2019. Okay, so it's fairly newer. And like I said, a lot of these are older, but some of these newer ones were just gems. I mean, I know The Awakening is older, but it just feels like it's newer. It definitely doesn't feel dated at all. Daniel Isn't Real is a 2019 American psychological horror film directed by Adam Egypt Mortimer, from a screenplay by Mortimer and Brian DeLue, based upon the novel In the Way I Was Saved by DeLue. I'm just saying DeLue. I don't know if that's how you say that name, but let me read this description. I don't know why those descriptions are so shitty. A troubled college freshman, Luke, suffers a violent family trauma. He then resurrects his charismatic childhood imaginary friend Daniel to help him. Yeah, I think when I saw this originally, I think I saw the trailer at some point, and I was like, yeah, that doesn't interest me. I'm glad I gave it another chance. I didn't even see this recommended anywhere. I didn't see any creator talk about this or anything. I just somehow found it, and I'm so glad I did, because I'll probably rewatch this. Not necessarily Halloween, but it was really good. Really good. I really liked it. It's not, I mean, it's 6 out of 10, it looks like, on IMDb, but I really liked it. So guess what? I was watching this movie thinking, like, God, this main character looks so familiar. I kept thinking he was one of those twins. This is gonna be, what are those guys? Zach and Cody? I thought he was one of them. He really looks like him. But you know who he is? He's Miles Robbins. He is the son of Susan Sarandon and Tim Robbins. And if you grew up in the 80s, you know Susan Sarandon, Thelma and Louise, hello. And Tim Robbins, like, I love him. What was Tim Robbins in? Oh. What was that fucking movie? Stephen King. Anyway, you know who Tim Robbins is. Oh, he was in Austin Powers. I know that's not like his main movie, but he was in Shawshank Redemption. Yeah. And Mystic River. I love Mystic River. Oh my God, that's another one I can put on here. Well, it's not a Halloween movie, but it's a psychological thriller from 2003. Oh, that movie's so good. I'm gonna have to rewatch that because I haven't rewatched it in a long time. It pisses me off so much, that movie, but I also love it. So I'm going to have to rewatch it because it's so good. Sean Penn and Tim Robbins are so good in that movie. Oh my God, I'm going on a tangent. I'm not even talking about the movie I came here to talk about. Oh yeah, and Tim Robbins is from Jacob's Ladder. Okay, anyway, you know who he is. So anyway, his son. I'm going on all these like everywhere. Anyway, his son is in this movie. He's really good. He's so cute in it. I don't know. I just really liked him, even though you can see, like, you'll see if you watch this movie, it's worth. Trust me, it's worth it. Just watch it. It's really good. You know who else is in it? Patrick Schwarzenegger. He is the son of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I hate saying his name, Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger. I'm part German. I should know how to pronounce these kind of names. But and also the girl in this, Sasha Lane, she's really good. She plays Cassie. And this other girl, Hannah Marks, she's really good. And Mary Stuart Masterson. Okay, if you're from the 80s, you know who Mary Stuart Masterson is. She was in Some Kind of Wonderful. That was one of my teenage movies when I was a kid that I loved. But anyway, so Patrick Schwarzenegger and Miles Robbins are so good in this. Patrick Schwarzenegger plays Daniel, the imaginary friend, and Luke is the main character. It's just good. The characters are really believable in this. I love movies where the characters are believable. It just sells it so much more. And obviously they're children of major actors, so I'm sure they've had help. But I've just never heard this really talked about, and they are really, really good in this. I just love Luke in the beginning and everything. I just really liked it. But there's parts where Daniel, Patrick Schwarzenegger, where he gets really mad and he has that Arnold face. He's not as muscly as Arnold, but he just has the same kind of facial expressions. It's just cool. I don't know. It's cool to see them acting and doing well and doing their thing. And this movie it's surprising. There's got, twists and stuff in it. It's just good. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. I'll watch it again. Not necessarily during Halloween, but I will watch it again. Yeah, I really liked it. I would recommend it. Yeah, it's crazy. You have to watch it. I love when these characters are really believable. The girl, Sasha Lane, she's really good as the love interest. She just rocked it. I mean, I love her character. I love all of their acting. They just did a good job. It was really believable, and I liked it. The next one... Wait, where did I watch it? On Tubi. I'm telling you guys, Tubi is the best place right now to find all these movies. I love Tubi so much. The House is October Built. I don't know how I missed this. How did I miss this? I don't know. But so many of these creators would recommend it, and I'm like, the way they would describe it, it just didn't sound like something I wanted to watch. I don't know why. Because it's like, I don't know. Anyway, I really liked it. I really, really, really liked it a lot. Like, I'm probably going to watch this every Halloween. But you know what? And I think it was Possessed by Horror that said she liked the second one better. The second one was really good, too. Because I was like, sequels, you never know if they're really going to work or not. But the second one was really good. They were both really good and really worth my time, and I will watch them out every Halloween now. And let's see, the first one was put out in 2014. It's found footage film, and 5 friends are stalked by a group of mysterious and disturbed individuals while on a road trip looking for the ultimate haunted house attraction. The crazy thing is, while I was watching this, so there's like 2 brothers in this. I think they're brothers in real life. And then they're best friends with this other guy. And I don't know if they're all friends in real life, but they sold it perfectly. I mean, their little side jokes and their little like inside jokes and everything. I bought the whole thing. Like, I was on board. Like, I was the 6th friend. Like, I love that. I like when they give that kind of feeling off. And they sold it for me. There were parts that were like, okay, come on. After all of this, you're really going to go to another haunted house? Another haunt? So, it gets a little, okay, it gets a little unbelievable, but their friendship is very believable. And then what happens in the second one, you're like, what the fuck? They do Brandy so dirty, and I don't know. Brandy, she's cool in the first one. I don't really like her in the second one. I don't like that she would even be friends with them anymore because they really just were so mean and dirty, and I don't like it. I don't like that. But it still was a really good movie, and I will watch it again. The only thing I didn't like about the second one, so the second one came out in 2017, and again, this is on Tubi. I think they're both on Tubi. Yeah, they're on Tubi. So you know, the second one is just more of the same. They go to find more haunts. And Brandy, you know, because of everything she went through in the first one, she doesn't even want to be a part of it. But you know, they talk her into it because the one guy, is her brother. He plays her brother, and he talks her into it. But and the money, they you know, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna be on YouTube, so you got to do this. But like, she mentions, you know, side mentions that she's claustrophobic, and then what happens at the end of the first one? She's in a freaking coffin, being buried alive. That is like everybody's worst nightmare. Oh my god. That had me, yeah. But it still was really good, and it was really worth watching. And the second one. But the only thing I didn't like about the second one, I said I don't like gore, I don't like body horror, and you know what else I don't like? Eating contests. I hate eating contests. Throwing up and eating to throw, I just don't like that. I don't like it. I don't want to watch it. I want nothing to do with that. So there was a scene in that, and they're having an eating contest. I just don't like that part. I'll probably skip that next time now that I know it's in there. I hate eating contests. Ugh, I hate that kind of stuff. It's the reason why I hate Jackass. I love Steve-O, but I will not watch Jackass for that. I will not. I don't like it. So, yeah. Anyway, it was worth it though. If you don't like eating contests, there's a part you'll just want to forward, and you'll know when it comes up because they're all like hyping the crowd up, and they're all like, you know, whatever. You can forward it. Next time I will. That's the only part I really didn't like about it. It, you know, gore-wise and everything. I liked, you know, the slashing, whatever, the fake slashing. That was all good. I love haunted houses. I loved the whole thing, their little road trip, their little inside jokes, all of that. But yeah, the second one, it certainly, there was parts where I was like, come on now. They're definitely just doing the most. So there was a part where it was like little, very unbelievable, but their friendship was definitely believable, and I liked it. And the crazy thing is I kept looking at this guy, Zach Andrews, and I was like, where do I know him? He's so familiar looking. Well, he used to follow me on Twitter when I used to have a Twitter account. I still have a Twitter account. I just haven't checked it in a million years. And my name was Red Rum Blonde on there. And I have bad memories on there, which is why I haven't been on there or Facebook or Instagram because of, you know, my ex and our relationship was very highlighted on there, and I just can't redo it. I just can't revisit that. So, yeah, Red Rum Blonde is still my Twitter handle, and I haven't checked it in years. But anyway, Chuck D followed me, and also Zach Andrews. But I didn't even know who Zach Andrews was because I never even seen these movies. So, you know, I don't know. Anyway, I guess he saw my name like Red Rum Blonde. Oh, she's a horror fan. Yeah, so anyway, so yeah, watch those. I'll rewatch those every Halloween. The last one, this one I just watched last night, I think. So it's fresh in my mind. House is October Built. I watched the second one yesterday too, and then I watched the first one like a couple days before that. So these were all fresh in my mind. I watched the Innkeepers. I don't know. The Innkeepers got suggested to me right after I watched this House is October Built, and usually Tubi is weird because they have so many movies on there. They'll suggest movies that you would never want to watch in a million years. But the Innkeepers I kept hearing talked about because of my interest in the others anyway. So I was like, oh yeah, they're paranormal investigators. I'll definitely watch this. Oh wait, there's one other one. I forgot one. What was that movie? There's one more after the Innkeepers. Two more, guys. Okay, two more. I got to talk about this other one. The Innkeepers. So I liked the Innkeepers a lot. You know what? I liked that they had little banter going between. Hold on. You probably heard about this one anyway because it's fairly newer than the rest. Oh no, it's older. What the hell am I talking about? It's from 2011. Weird. Okay, so it's from the same year as The Awakening. But anyway, Innkeepers is a 2011 American supernatural horror film written, directed, and edited by Ty West. What? I didn't even know that. What? Ty West is really, he's got a very, what do you call that? um, broad spectrum of movies that he's done here. Because this is nothing like The Sacrament, and it's nothing like some of the other ones. Okay, so I like that, and that's why I really like him. So, yeah, I really like the supernatural elements in this. I mean, it really wasn't very scary, but it was good. It kept me interested. I like the whole supernatural part of it. Kelly McGillis is in this as like an aging actress, or an actress that hasn't worked, and now she's involved in like being a psychic or something. But it's cool. And then it has Pat Healy and Sarah Paxton. And Sarah Paxton, I remember from Last House on the Left, which I hate. I hate Last House on the Left. I cannot watch that. The R.A. scene, P, yeah, you know what I mean. Yikes! I cannot watch that. I won't torture myself. I want to have fun when I watch movies. I don't, or be depressed, but I don't want to be traumatized. It's just that scene is just too traumatizing, and she was really good in it. But what I remember is her in Aquamarine, because my kids used to watch that all the time, and she just, as soon as I see her, I think of Aquamarine. Anyway, yeah, this one was good. And then what took me down memory lane was the woman who plays the angry mom in this. She used to be on one of my soap operas when I was a kid. I used to watch, called As the World Turns. She plays the angry mom. Anyway, if you know anything about 80s soap operas, you'll know when you watch it. Anyway, if you've never seen it. But I liked it. The thing I liked was their little comedic banter going back and forth between the guy and the girl. And there's even a point where I thought the guy was like maybe like a creepy killer or something. So I like how Ty West kind of puts those little nuggets in your brain where you're like, oh, I don't know. Is he a killer? Is he like weird? Is he like going to do something to her? Because you just don't really know what's going to really happen. And I like that. But I like the supernatural part of it. And I just like the dialogue, and this was really good. Yeah, there were parts of it that were really believable. Like there's a scene where she's like taking out the trash, and I was just like laughing out loud because I'm like, oh my god, that's me when I'm taking out the trash. I don't know. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, I like that one. Damn, Ty West is way more, you know, he needs more recognition. He's pretty freaking awesome. Yeah. Anyway, well, I guess he's getting his just due now, because I've heard even like Pearl, people are already saying like award nominating for the acting, so I don't know. Maybe he'll get some director love if he hasn't already. But yeah, so this just solidified. I'll probably will rewatch this one. I don't know, like it's not really Halloween, but it's not like Houses of October Halloween or House LLC Halloween. Like those I will watch right up to Halloween. I'll probably watch them a couple more times. We Summon the Darkness. I'll watch that one. I'm definitely rewatching that one. I'm probably going to rewatch that one tonight, to be honest with you, because I love that one so much. But in the House of the Devil, I'm gonna watch that one again before Halloween. So a few of these, yeah, Halloween definitely, but Innkeepers, no. I'll probably just rewatch that, sometime later in the year. But I liked it. I did like it. The dialogue was good. The rapport going back and forth between them, all of that. And the guy who was in this, Pat Healy, he played on 6 Feet Under at some point. I don't know what other things he's been in, but I just recognized him from 6 Feet Under, which is my very favorite TV show of all time. If you haven't checked out my video on that, I go through all the characters in that. He wasn't like a main character. I think he was like a side character on one of the episodes. But anyway, I just remember him. And pretty much everybody starred on, at one point, what do they call that? Had guest appearances on 6 Feet Under. So anyway, the last movie I'm going to talk about that I just watched last night, for some reason I was reluctant to watch it, and now I'm glad I did, was Grave Encounters. I really like this movie, and the reason really why I didn't watch the second one, because I started to watch it and I was like, no, this seems stupid. But I don't know, maybe I'll give it a chance. Let me know if you've seen it and you think I'll like it based on what I've told you about these other movies. But yeah, Grave Encounters starts out as a parody of those Ghost Hunter reality shows, complete with an overly dramatic host, a psychic, and an occult. Of course, it cuts off the rest of it. It cut off the description. For their ghost hunting reality show, a production crew locks themselves inside an abandoned mental hospital supposedly haunted, and it might prove to be all true. Yeah, this one's really cool. I just like that it was like a total joke to these people, and they're just all joking around, and the guy is so much like Zach Baggins. It's funny. Even his hair is dyed black, and he's got the leather jacket on, and he's so dramatic. It's just fun. It was fun, and then it turns really, really bad. And it's Canadian! Yay! I'm gonna move to Canada, because they know how to make some supernatural movies. Maybe I could be in one. But, yeah, I really liked it. And you know what I really liked about this? It's gonna sound weird. The girl, she wasn't all that great. I mean, she was fine. She didn't stand out that much. But you know what? Her scream, that was legit. Her scream was exactly how I would be screaming if any of this shit was happening to me. And that was what sold me for this movie. I'm not even joking. Even with all, I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, what's his name? Roger, whatever? Sean Rogerson? He's pretty hot. I don't know. He seems hot to me. He seems cute. Who's the main character? He's cute to me, but, the girl, he calls her Sasha? I say Sasha. But he kept calling her Sasha. Ashley Grisco? She's cute, but anyway, she didn't stand out to me until she started screaming. Because you know what? That was what was missing in House's October Built. She should have played Brandy in House's October Built, because Brandy was not screaming like this girl was screaming. I mean, the shit that was going down in House's October Built, and Brandy was just like she was not screaming. I would have been screaming. I'm loud. I will scream. Especially some of those things that were going on in that movie, and she was just like not screaming at all, you guys. Like, her brother was literally getting gasoline poured on him, and I don't even think she screamed once at all. Like, it was just so weird. I was just like, why isn't she screaming? So anyway, this girl in Grave Encounters screamed like a scream queen. She got the award. She had to, because that was good, legitimate screaming, and I think that she should get some award for that. Remember back in the days when MTV used to do those? And they used to give, like, best scream kiss, and all that? I give her the best scream award for the 2000s. Because, damn, she can scream. Anyway, I like the movie. I wasn't expecting a lot of the stuff to happen. Yeah, I knew stuff was going to happen. I knew, probably they were going to get picked off one by one. I didn't know how it was going to happen. And I liked that. I liked how you go in and you think, oh, this is just like a parody. This is silly. They're probably going to actually see some ghosts. But what ends up happening is like way more crazier than that. And I love when movies do that to you. So this one, I'm glad I stuck it out. I'm glad I gave it a chance. I don't know about the second one, though, because I don't think I want to waste my time. I think I would rather check out some other movies that I know are a little bit more sure things. That I don't know if it's a sure thing, because it's like they all died. What's going to happen in the second one? They're going to have a new crew, and they're going to, like, I can already kind of think, like, what's going to happen. Like, oh, like, this is my theory. They'll have a new show, a fake show, where maybe they find the guy Lance. I don't know. I think I already read something about this, so maybe I already kind of know what happens. But I don't know. I haven't watched the movie yet. Anyway, let me know if you have a suggestion, if you think I should watch that one, or if you have any other suggestions for Halloween-type movies, scary movies, psychological thrillers, any of that. Let me know in the comments. And definitely, I appreciate you coming by my channel. I don't even think I said that in the beginning, and I'm sorry. I was just trying to get this video done because I really wanted to talk about some of these movies. I have no one to talk about these movies with. I've already told my kids, like, they're just so bored with me right now, telling them movies to watch. I don't know. They're just over it, I guess. I don't know. They're just not on the same page with me with this right now. So I've recommended a few of these to them. I don't know if they'll watch them or not, but I need some horror friends. So let me know what you think I should watch, or what you've watched that you thought was fun or cool. If you have any recommendations. Takeaways from this video: watch Pin. I don't know if I sold it to you. I don't know what else to tell you. It's a freaking plastic robot that tells you about sex. and there's a very creepy scene in this. Thinking SEX doll. That's all I'm going to say about it. I love freaky, creepy, weird stuff, but not to the point of body horror, body gore, none of that. So remember that when you give me some suggestions, because I won't watch them. If they have eating contests in them, if they have a lot of like, yeah, you already know what I'm talking about. I won't watch it. But Daniel Isn't Real, watch that one. And what was the other one? We Summon the Darkness. Pin, We Summon the Darkness, and Daniel Isn't Real. Please watch them, because I bet you haven't seen at least one of those. You've probably seen them, but if you haven't, yeah. I don't think you've seen We Summon the Darkness. I don't ever hear anybody talk about it. It was so good. I'm probably going to watch it tonight. And Pin. I might watch Pin tonight. I don't know. I don't have any edibles. But yeah, it's fun. So anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching this video. Please, please just, if you feel like it, if you like the video, if you thought that any of these suggestions were cool, or if you got anything out of this video, please like it, because I am trying to grow my channel. I am not, like I said, I'm doing this for my self-empowerment. So if I only have, a couple of subscribers, I'm fine with that. I'm not trying to be a influencer. Let's get that straight. I'm fine with it if that happens, but I am just really just doing this for my opinions, my self-empowerment, really just so I can express my opinions on things like movies, like social commentary here and there, stuff like that. So it's really just a hobby for me, but I really appreciate if you like and subscribe, obviously, because yeah, my opinions can be heard. Maybe we can share some Halloween horror love and anything else that interests you that I talk about. So anyway, thank you so much for listening to this 2-hour long. Oh my god, I can't believe I did 2 hours. I was trying. Oh yeah, Elizabeth Harvest. Yeah, I would suggest watching that one too. It's a little obscure, but you might like it and come true. Those are the ones that take away that I really, really, really enjoyed, and I will be watching again. And yeah, just stick to the 3 I mentioned, because Elizabeth Harvest, you can watch that any time of the year. It's not Halloween-ish. And Pin, too. Well, no, I think Pin could be Halloween. Like, I might be him for Halloween. I don't know. I was Lydia from Beetlejuice last year, and my ex was Beetlejuice, so I've got to outdo that. I don't know. My makeup was pretty good. You can probably see a video on here that I shared, and I looked pretty good. I had a wig, I had the outfit and everything. It was so much fun, and I love that. I love Halloween so much. I cannot wait for Halloween. I am so excited. I'm trying to get together a costume. I don't know what I'm going to do, but yeah. Leave your suggestions for that too. I've already been Harley Quinn a million times. I love Harley Quinn, but that's played out. I can't do that. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I would love to hear your Halloween suggestions. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you on the next video. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.